Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are back on right there. Okay, perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the YKB Sports Show, episode 49. Or that way, I don't care. Because you know ball, because we know ball, because you gotta know ball. Anyways, this is technically the second time of me streaming this. I tried streaming in my basement, but Wi-Fi was apparently not having it, and the warning unstable connection sign just kept remaining on the top header here. So I guess we're just doing it here again, like we did last time at episode 46, similar to that. Here at episode 49, was not supposed to happen this way, but it's just me for this week. And again, I meant it every single week, Monday through Sunday. One of those days you're going to get an episode, and we're still going strong. 49 episodes in. I don't know how at this point. This is the second time now I've had to do this now, within 30 days pretty much. So there's that. I'm just trying to recap everything that I said just previously about a half hour ago. Sorry, this is just, we were supposed to do it Thursday, then it got pushed to today, but then Robert, of course, co-founder of YKB, as you know, family emergency, so, and I can't host here because family's over, so it was just a whole thing. So we're just doing it like this again. I did mention this previously, but I'll stay on here since this is technically the new first stream, but still episode 49. The Who is Super Bowl Bound segment that we've done the last two episodes that we were going to continue to do for this week. This week was going to be part 3, and then the next week part 4, which would be the final part. It's not happening this week because again, it's just me, and again, we are a team, and I don't want to diminish anyone else's final 8 teams because again, we're down to 16 teams, so we'd be down to 8, 4 from each conference, of course. And that would just be unfair. That would just be unfair. Because I know everyone else's final 4 teams for the AFC and 4 for the NFC, respectively, are different from mine. Because again, that's just what makes our group so special. Because we're all so different, right? So the Super Bowl bound segment will be delayed, and hopefully by next week's episode, that will be dealt with. But we will go through the remaining 8 teams for the AFC and the 8 teams for the NFC. We will have a final 4 for each, and then from those final 8, we will determine the one. Or I don't know, maybe we'll just structure it to how. Well, I mean, Super Bowl bound just means getting there, right? So maybe we just have our remaining 2, like just in general, I guess. But I don't know. I guess we'll see. We'll figure it out. Anyways, yeah, we'll see what happens. But anyways, and then as for the news part, where we have 5 sports today. The first one is soccer. World Cup has ended, of course. But Jorge Messi, the father of Lionel Messi, of course, famous Argentinian soccer player. His dad, Jorge, passed away at the age of 68. This was already reported, so I'm just reiterating it. So obviously, rest in peace and condolences to the Messi family. Second sport is WWE, which we have not covered in a while because the creative booking is garbage. And until it gets better, which it seems to be on somewhat of a more uprise after SummerSlam, which, again, pretty cool, but we'll see how long it lasts. But until then, we're not really covering much of it. This was internally discussed by the group. I might as well share with it, even though it's about a month or so pretty late, to be honest. But we discussed this. I forget which episode it was. I believe it was actually episode 45. Before we went live, we discussed that. Because I was gonna have like a whole rant regardless. But we'll cover WWE more once it gets back to actually being good. At least is the idea. Or maybe we'll just strictly talk AEW stuff since they're doing way better, but who knows. But anyways, the one important piece of news, at least, that is noteworthy is that Brock Lesnar is retired for good this time. He should have retired at WrestleMania when he lost to Obafemi, but for some reason he didn't. But he just had his latest match with Obafemi inside Hell in a Cell at SummerSlam, which was, of course, in Minneapolis, which was where he was born and raised. So maybe he just wanted to do it there, which I guess that makes sense. But I'm just thankful that at least seemingly as it stands, because even ESPN's coming on reporting and all that, he's like actually done, like for real this time. And hopefully he stays gone because if you've of course been keeping up with all things Brock Lesnar within the last couple of years or so, you would know about the Janelle Grant lawsuit and how he's involved with it with Vince McMahon, and obviously where Vince is at, he's out of WWE for a good reason. So, and again, nothing taken away from his contributions to just sports in general, WWE, UFC, just wrestling, just the sport, both sides of it, really. But yeah, just stay in your farm in Canada or wherever the hell you live in now, and we'll call you when we need to fight aliens. So just stay gone, Brock. I'm personally happy that he's finally just done. And he doesn't have to fight in WWE anymore. Thank God. So yeah, Brock Lesnar is gone for good. See ya, bye. Maybe the other guys have differing opinions here over at YKB, but in my personal opinion, good fucking riddance, and please stay retired forever. I never want to see you again. And if you somehow show up on my TV screen before WrestleMania 43, which is, of course, this upcoming 2027 year in Saudi Arabia, I'm going to punch a hole in the wall. I don't even want to think about that, but that's just me. But anyways, that's sport number 2. Sport number 3 is WNBA, which I know is a little odd because it's usually like the first one, but I think it's a little worthy to be talked about. And again, if this needs, again, similar to episode 46, where we kind of like rehash what was discussed in episode 46 by just me in episode 47 the week after, again, that's kind of just what happened. At least what we did for a little first part of the next episode. If that needs to happen again, sure. But again, I'm trying to just minimalize all the nonsense, right? But anyways, WNBA standings, I'll honestly just go 15-1. So Storm, Sun, Tempo, Mercury, Sky, Sparks, Fire, Wings, Liberty, Dream, Mystics, Fever, Aces, Valkyries, and of course the Lynx. Storm being at 6-28, and the Lynx being at 27-7. But playoffs are around the corner. And the Storm are the first team eliminated from playoff contention. Of course, only 8 of the 15 teams can go on. So, of course, the 15th last place Storm is out. And the Lynx, who have been in first place for how many weeks now? Who are at 27-7, if I haven't said already. The Lynx are in. So Lynx are in, Storm is out, and the remaining 13 teams are gonna fight out for the last 7 spots. So we shall see. But there is some news. Very important news. 2 instances. So, hold on. I gotta go through because we discussed it in our group chats. At least on Instagram, I know I sent it in. So let me see if I can find it. I hope, and again, excuse me if I'm pronouncing names wrong, but Dejanne Carrington and Sophie Cunningham got into a pretty nasty altercation during the Sky Fever game that happened, I believe, last night. And yeah, flagrant foul by Carrington. And yeah, so basically, Sophie Cunningham was going for a layup, and Carrington came in and just full on, like, the whole just arm here, like right against, basically just across her face, like this way or wherever it was, but just like boom, right, just full on, pretty much like formed her like this way, like bounced across her face like that, pretty much. But yeah, it was a flag. I mean, I think I have the video personally. Here, I don't give a shit about copyrights. Right here. Yeah, but as you can see, yeah, and then they just started just getting into it.
Right across the face.
Look at this right here.
Trying to prevent the layup, but
yeah.
A hard hit. That's definitely going to be upgraded, I think, to a flagrant too, Ryan.
I think that is going to be a flagrant.
No shit, it's got to be upgraded to a fucking flagrant, and it was.
Follow through. There's potential for injury
without
becoming.
The defensive foul on Deshaun Carrington has been upgraded to a flagrant foul, penalty 2. Since there's wind-up, impact, and follow-through, high potential for injury, players in a vulnerable position. Since the basket was successful, Sophie Cunningham will receive 2 free throws to make 1. And Indiana will retain possession of the ball at the free throw line extended with 24 seconds on the shot clock.
I mean, that's an obvious call. And anyone who has watched this league and any other...
And this right here is what gets me riled, because she wants to argue this nonsense. But you guys, in case you need a still shot, boom, look at that top right one right here. In case you need to improve, you full on face just curved her with your arm. I'm sorry, but that's just a foul in general. So the fact that she's like acting all like, are you entitled? I'm just, and again, hold on. Yeah, you're on the Sky team. You're ranked 11th at 12-20, and you're 5-5 in your last 10 games. Who are you, and why do you feel like you deserve special treatment? Because, and again, and then she wants to go out on, again, X, aka Twitter, of all spaces, right? Because that's where the best people are. Just kidding, it's where the worst people are. That's why I don't have X, and I never will. I'd rather have YouTube, TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, even fucking Discord. I ain't having X. That literally will never happen. I do not care. Regardless, she wants to go out on X after the game. Again, she wants to, first of all, as you saw there, she's all as if she don't know what the fuck she just did. She full on forearmed Sophie Cunningham in the face, okay? And then she wants to go out on X and basically proclaim this is a matter of white supremacy trying to hold her down, which is literally not what's fucking happening. You full on fouled Sophie Cunningham. That is exactly what you did. And again, you just trying to be the victim is not making you look any better. I'm just going to put it that way. So, listen, for those who, of course, who just, I showed y'all the footage. She literally across the face, and she wants to act surprised that it got upgraded to a fragrant foul level 2. You shouldn't be surprised. So anyway, so that happened. But you think that's where it would stop. But no. Because then there's some other nonsense. Caitlin Clark, who is basically the most famous WNBA player that has ever existed, quite frankly, who obviously plays in the WNBA. I mean, now this one actually has me more wound up. So, Caitlin Clark got a technical foul called on her It was her 8th technical foul. I don't know if this was the same game against the Sky team. That this foul that I just discussed that happened on Sophie Cunningham by Carrington. I don't know if it was the same game. It might have been a different game, but Caitlin Clark was suspended and was supposed to be suspended for the next game because, again, it was her 8th technical foul. However, her suspension got rescinded by the WNBA, and it even, hold on, I even have more proof of how BS this is, because listen to this. She literally goes on interview, basically being asked, hey, how do you feel about being suspended for the next game? Listen to this bullshit.
You got another technical foul. I know that can lead to another suspension. What are your thoughts on what happened?
She said I ran into her. I've already watched it on the tape, so we'll let the league decide. But it wasn't intentional or anything. So I'm hoping.
And nothing was said. Nothing was said.
I'll see you on Tuesday.
Okay, you heard it here first. You got another technical foul. I know that can lead to another suspension.
Now, again, looking back at that footage, it is a little more reasonable as to why she got suspended. But I do want to play devil's advocate for both sides. First, for Caitlin Clark and just being her in the WNBA in general, but also just the referees, because, again, as we all know, referees can be and I guess it now even extends to the WNBA. Surely these referees in any sport, WNBA, NBA, NFL, got even NHL maybe, and even the umpires in the MLB, and just refs in general, even soccer ones, you get it. Surely by now, in the big 2026, you have to know whether a player from whatever team is purposely bumping into you, because first of all, why would they just do that? That's just stupid. But as you clearly just saw, that was clearly accidental, and she didn't mean to do that. And the referee said, fuck you. Throw her out of the game. Can y'all stop? How did that referee not know that she was bumped into on accident? How did you... So, again, probably a good thing that the suspension got rescinded, because, again, what the hell? The fact that was her 8th, according to that, is, I don't know what the other 7 were. That was not. Listen, I don't know, but yeah, I guess it just made her situation worse. So playing devil's advocate for Caitlin Clark, that referee was just being stupid. Now playing devil's advocate for just the whole situation and the whole whatever. As I just mentioned, Caitlin Clark is the most popular person and just player in general in the entire WNBA right now and just in its history. If this were to have happened to literally anybody else in the league, maybe besides Sophie Cunningham, maybe. If this would happen to anyone else on any other team, doesn't matter. That suspension is not getting rescinded, because at the end of the day, we live in the United States of America, and all these damn corporations and organizations, when it comes to sports and TV, care about the goddamn ratings. And let's be honest, viewing a game where Caitlin Clark is in versus out, let's not be dumb here. So again, should that of her accidentally bumping into the referee caused a suspension general? No, it was an accident. But my point still being, if it was anyone but Caitlin Clark, they would still be suspended for the next game. But because it's Caitlin Clark, she's not. So again, the whole situation is just dumb, but it just proves my point that even though Caitlin Clark technically did nothing wrong, it's because she got that name. All right? I'm just saying. There's a reason why Pat McAfee talks about her all the time, even before, she got into the WNBA officially. You know what I'm saying? She kicked ass in college too. People forget that. But anyways, so there's the whole Carrington Cunningham situation that may or may not have. I think it was actually that exact same game that Caitlin Clark was thrown out by the ref for the accidental bump in. So that whole game to me just turned into complete shit. And but anyways, that's WNBA news. But plus standings updates and I guess playoff updates. Now for the MLB, which of course is our fourth of 5 sports for today. So let's see if MLB's actually got any playoff updates and stuff. Nope, that's not. But let's go over standings first. American League East currently being led by the Rays, followed by the Yankees, Red Sox, Orioles, and Blue Jays. American League Central currently being led by the White Sox, followed by, you're going to be shocked by this, Tigers, Twins, Guardians, Royals. That's right. The Tigers have somehow gotten in second. What is going on? I don't know. Don't even ask me. To be quite frank, brother, to be quite frank, what the don't even ask me, bruh. Don't even ask me, bruh. Anyways, American League Central. Yeah, White Sox, of course, still being the leaders. But Tigers are now in second, followed by Twins, Guardians, Royals. We are so close to finally hitting 500. We're currently at 58 and 60. We're literally 2 games away. And we're 7 and 3, I should say, in our last 10. We're only 3.5 games behind the White Sox. Are we taking back the Central in the AL? I don't know. American League West being led by the Astros, followed by the Rangers, Mariners, Athletics, and Angels. The National League East, Braves, of course, being the leaders, followed by the Phillies, Marlins, Nationals, and Mets. National League Central, the Brewers, of course, being the leaders, followed by the Cubs, Cardinals, Pirates, and Reds. And the National League West, OMG, it's the LA Dodgers in the lead, followed by the Diamondbacks, Padres, Giants, and Rockies. Now onto the actual news, which really there's one that ties into the second one. But the first one, of course, being the 2 obvious pitchers being traded away. Skubal to the Dodgers and Mize to the Padres. I don't know. I don't know what else to tell you, man. I don't know what else to tell you. Fire Scott Harris. That is all I'm saying. Who I believe is some sort of important member. I don't know if he's the owner or the GM or one of those spots. Again, he's got a pretty high position of power. That's all I know about Scott Harris. But again, he's pretty much in charge of, rosters and whatnot. So the fact that he let basically 2 of our best pitchers, one of them being literally the best pitcher and arguably the entire MLB, just walk, and of all places, to the Dodgers. But of course, Mize being Mr. Mize, M-I-Z-E, being his last name, being gone, just in general, just makes this whole thing so much fucking worse. And it's ridiculous. It's quite honestly ridiculous. And yeah. But yeah, Casey Mize to the Padres, and of course Tarek Skubal to the Dodgers. I mean, this is just ridiculous. And again, we had such a good dugout, and now we're just stuck with old ass Justin Verlander and a bunch of fucking nobodies. It's fucking hopeless at this point. But yeah, Scott Harris, you need to be fired. Similar to Yzerman in the NHL, of course, with the Red Wings. I want Scott Harris fired. I will campaign for him to be fired every week, just like I want Yzerman to be fired from the Red Wings organization in general. But yeah, what the fuck is our future? Because again, I don't know. But surprisingly, despite trading away arguably our best two pitchers, and of course Screwball being literally the best pitcher in quite honestly the entire league, maybe besides Shohei Ohtani, who are now teammates now. We're now still we're somehow second and 3.5 games away from taking back the league in the American League Central, which doesn't make any sense, but okay, whatever, right? And it somehow seems like we're playing better, which doesn't make any sense to me. So it's like, what the fuck? And apparently, Terry Screwball fucking hates it in LA because he went on, well, I don't want to say he hates it, but he went on an interview recently and honestly and openly talked about the whole just Tiger situation and literally said if negotiations hopefully start back up in November, or he said if they want to bring up negotiations in November, he would love to come back to the Tigers. So now it's like, then why the fuck did you leave us anyway? At the end of the day, it's all about the bag. Same thing with the TV ratings, as I discussed earlier. It's also about the fuck ass money, okay? The green motherfuckers. So it's like, yeah. So I don't even know what to fucking think anymore. If the Tigers want to bring him back so bad, then honestly, just fucking give him the damn money he wants at this point. Just fucking do it. Or at this point, it just doesn't make any sense. You say, oh, I'd like to play my whole career with the Tigers. Then why the fuck did you request a trade and now you're unarguably, again, the best team who, again, is back-to-back fucking MLB World Series winners who are now on track to win it a third time in a fucking row? Why didn't you just stay in Detroit if you felt that way, man? What the fuck? I don't know what to think. Again, if anything that I've said in this episode and also later on this episode gets rehashed in the next episode, similar to episode 46 and how the main things were rehashed in episode 47, again, we'll do that. But again, we'll try and minimize it, obviously. But yeah, it just because, again, I think it'd be very interesting to hear the opinions of the other guys, especially when it comes to this situation with Screwball and everything. But what the fuck? I don't know. I don't know, folks. I don't know. I literally don't know. Again, this is so conflicting because we're somehow improving in the rankings in our own division and therefore the entire league, pretty much, or at least just the American League. But yeah, he loves Detroit, but wanted to request a trade. Now he's on the Dodgers, and now he's on interviews talking about how he's pretty much hoping that, or he's suggesting that in November, discussions can be had from the from the Tigers side. And it's just like, what the fuck? But also, this goes into, well, just the main point of them just having Screwball in general. They're going to win the World Series for now a third time in a row. So there honestly is no point in watching the MLB at this point. So the MLB lockdown might actually be happening. It's been discussed online if you've been around and in the MLB space news-wise for a very long time now. You know what I'm saying? But hold on, I saved it here because I wanted to bring this up because it's important that we discuss this. According to Jeff Paisan, or however you say his last name, according to Jeff, he reports that the MLBPA won't accept a salary cap, which again has been just the main just killer for the MLB because, as you know, for NFL, NBA, and literally any other sports league you can imagine, there are salary caps. MLB is the literal only sports organization in the entire fucking world, as far as I'm aware at least. MLB is the only sport to not have a salary cap. And it's like, just fucking do it. Everyone else is doing it. Why aren't you? But apparently, they just never had it. And according to Jeff Passan here, they still fucking won't. Even after this whole bullshit. MLB can keep floating hard cap numbers, but this is headed for a labor brawl unless somebody blinks. Fans have seen this movie before. It sucks every time. The MLBPA won't accept a salary cap. The fault line is already out in the open. Shohei Ohtani will be Exhibit A. MLB's first offer put a hard cap around $245.3 million with a $171.2 million floor. The union wants a softer floor, a CBT threshold toward $300 million, higher minimums, and bigger pre-arb pools. The CBA expires at 11:59 p.m. on December 1st, 2026. Fans want games, not labor war theater. The cap fight is where this CBA can get fucking ugly. And yeah, I mean, yeah, we're sick and tired of, because again, the fact that the LA Dodgers have this much fuck ass money, just in general, is fucking ridiculous. In general, and again, so, and again, along with the whole schoolball situation, I'm sure this MLB lockdown shit will be rehashed in episode 50 whenever we do get to that. Well, look at that. It's 12 a.m. It still fucking counts because we still started at 11:10 and restarted at 11:30. It still counts. I don't care. But anyways, NFL, our final sport for the day. Let's get into this shit. All right, let's get into this shit. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I just want to tab it. Give me a second. There we go. All right. I just wanted to do something real quick. Just want to tabs. All right, there we go. All right, NFL, of course, being our final sport. Again, we are not doing the segment because, again, I want to be fair and everyone's opinion should be heard. So let's get into it. We have so much shit to talk about. I mean, good fucking lord. Where do we start? Let's go with some of the lighter ones, I guess. We'll put a title on it. So give me 1 second. This one I saw and I thought it was a very interesting take, to say the least. Mad Dog. If you don't know the sports analyst Mad Dog from First Take, of course, that's not his actual name, it's his nickname. But Mad Dog here, of course, Christopher Mad Dog Russo. This fucking guy. If you know Mad Dog, then you know why he's called Mad Dog. But yeah, Christopher Russo was recently on First Take and basically went through the Lions' schedule and had us at 13-4, which is extremely generous considering the shit 9-8 last place situation that we found ourselves in this past NFL season. So, I mean, thank you, first of all, Chris. I appreciate it, Mr. Russo. The only losses he has us is the Bills week 2, the Dolphins, I believe, week 9. Is that correct? Which, okay. Falcons week 13 and Vikings week 15. Other than that, he has us winning every other game. I thought, well, again, extremely generous. I did not have us going 13-4, let's be honest. But yeah, I mean, damn. You know what I mean? Just, damn. Yeah. Is it too generous? I don't know. It's wishful thinking, and again, I appreciate it, Mad Dog, but yeah. Mad Dog Christopher Russo has the Lions at 13-4. Hey, if it does turn out that way, fuck yeah. But we just gotta wait because you gotta take it one game at a time because you know the Detroit Lions, some bullshit's gonna happen. We know this, all right? What else do we want to talk about? All right. Former Dallas cornerback Trayvon Diggs recently had a bit of a tryout for the Lions. He has not officially been signed, but he did have a little tryout seemingly for the Lions. Seemingly, I guess, wanting to be part of a team. And you know me, I say our secondary is always Swiss cheese, so fuck it. If he wants to help out, well, then honestly, screw it, right? We need to replace Darren Arnold somehow. I guess, if we haven't already. But hey, the more the merrier to help with secondary. I always will take that. So Trayvon Diggs to potentially be a Lion, so we will look out for that, of course, and keep you updated if need be. This one, it's got good news, but it's a little sad. Teddy Bridgewater, who we reported not too long ago. Yeah, I mean, he was he was with the Buccaneers, and then the Lions got him back after he left us originally to go to Tampa. Well, he didn't leave us, but I guess we just didn't re-sign him. Anyways, he was on the Lions, then he was at the Bucs. Now he was back with the Lions again. But Dan Campbell recently announced on a press conference, he didn't exactly give a reason why, but he just said Teddy Bridgewater is no longer part of the Lions. But it just got revealed, I believe, hours ago that he is actually retiring, which is just damn. So Teddy Bridgewater, wonderful career. He'll probably go back to coaching high school and college teams probably. But we needed to find a replacement, seemingly, because let's be honest, besides Jared Goff, who the fuck do we have at QB? They're all mid at best, if not dog shit. And we seemingly have found our Teddy Bridgewater replacement because he was ideally our QB2, Josh Dobbs. That's right. Josh Dobbs is back in the mix and is apparently our new backup. Better than Kyle fucking Allen. I don't even know if Kyle Allen's still on the team. I just remember him being so ass. But anyways, thank God we got a replacement. But Teddy Bridgewater, a wonderful career. No hate, obviously. And maybe the guys will bring that up next episode, but damn, man. I mean, shit. But yeah, Josh Dobbs seemingly the backup for Jared Goff. We'll fucking see. Of course, former quarterback for not only the Cardinals, but the Vikings as well, notably. What else do we want to talk about? Yes. Geno Smith, who, of course, is the current QB1 for the New York Jets. Jets veteran QB Geno Smith, sorry, I'll turn that down, has been wearing red contact lenses during training camp practices to combat glare. Smith noted that former Jets and Steelers wide receiver Santonio Holmes first made him aware of the potential benefits of the red contact lenses, and eye specialists later recommended them as well. Now, the Jets are probably still going to be last in the entire league, but it is good to see that Geno Smith is trying to better his game, seemingly mentally. So, I mean, hey, if the contact lenses help, shit, you got to try something at this point, especially if you're on the Jets. But yeah, very interesting. Very, very interesting. But anyways, moving on, we got a bunch of extensions and just paydays in general, so I guess we should get into that now. Might as well, right? First and foremost, Bijan Robinson, my guy, the best player all around on the Atlanta Falcons, got extended 3 years, 75 million, 51 million guaranteed. I'm happy as fuck. They're keeping it. Hey, 3 years, man. Hey, let's fucking go. I believe this was a contract year, so I think he's good till 2030. Don't quote me on that, but I believe 2026 was the last remaining year on his, former physical contract. So if he's, I think he's fine till, again, 2029, 2030, around that time. He should be fine. But anyways, I'm glad Bijan got paid and extended. 3 years might be a little too short for me, but hey, I'll take anything at this point. Jonathan Taylor on the Indianapolis Colts, also, of course, the running back for his team, similar to Bijan Robinson being the running back for his team. Colts running back Jonathan Taylor extended 2 years, $44 million, $39 million guaranteed. This is a great move on the Colts. Again, probably all-around best player on the entire fucking team on the Colts, but hey, man. And then, oh, man. Jahmyr Gibbs, ladies and gentlemen, he ain't going fucking anywhere. 3 years, $75.75 billion, sorry, not billion, $75.75 million, again, for 3 years, $51.5 million guaranteed. Took us a minute to sign up, but goddamn Gibbs is staying. And my God, he better produce results, because we got to take back the division this year, bro. I can't even lie. But yes, Bijan Robinson, Jonathan Taylor, and Jahmyr Gibbs, 3 of the best running backs in the entire league, each getting paid. So good for the Falcons, good for the Colts, and of course, good for the Lions. This one's interesting, though. Zay Flowers, notable wide receiver of the Baltimore Ravens, got extended for 4 years, $140 million, $108 million guaranteed, and people have been debating, and we ourselves here at YKB Sports Show, the YKB Sports Show, have been discussing if this is a bit of an overpay. Because Zay Flowers is good, but $140 million. But yeah, seemingly getting paid more, at least to some. I don't remember the exact post. I don't remember seeing. But seemingly getting paid more on somewhat of a I think yearly basis, more than I believe. Yeah, most guaranteed money for a wide receiver all time. He tops CeeDee Lamb, JSN, Jamar Chase, and Justin Jefferson. Zay Flowers with the most guaranteed money for a wide receiver all time. He's over Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, JSN, and CeeDee Lamb, which is fucking crazy. Damn. Yeah, he should not even be 5th on this list. What the fuck? What the fuck? But it gets crazier because he got paid, but his quad is having issues, so he allegedly is a day-to-day injury watch. So Zay Flowers might not play week 1, which is very interesting. So could he have been paid too soon? We shall see. But anyways, moving on. Oh, fuck. We got some drama happening, just in general. I mean, holy shit. We got drama. Kenneth Walker, who, of course, is the Super Bowl MVP, who, of course, won with the Seahawks and for some reason was just handed to the Kansas City Chiefs. Again, don't know why, still to this day. K9 decided to unleash himself on his own teammate and just tackle a guy because he was just frustrated that he seemingly got outplayed or out, whatever. Where is it? I know it is somewhere. Did I send it in the group chat? I might have. I don't know. But anyways, if you look up Kenneth Walker practice camp footage, I don't know who it was on defense, but he was like running alongside just the field, just and it was just shoved obviously offside, so whatever. And then I don't know if the defensive player on the Chiefs was talking shit to him, but Kenneth Walker just straight up tackled and started punching the guy from what it seemed, at least on footage. But it was just, I couldn't help but laugh because you got Kenneth Walker, the Super Bowl MVP, who all of a sudden doesn't know how to act. He's a fucking man-child now, apparently. But he was running along the sideline. It was just pushed out to the other side, just to stop the play, right, by the defensive guy. And for some reason, he had such a problem with it that he got in the guy's face. And again, I don't know if the other guy said anything to him. The camera didn't pick up, but all you see is just out of nowhere, he gets his face, seemingly walks away, but just turns around, just fucking full on double legs him, right? And the entire fucking team swarms in, tries to break this shit up, and it's just like, that's your running back that seemingly is gonna bring you guys back to the Super Bowl. Yeah, you guys are fucking out of your mind. So, anyways, Kenneth Walker is apparently a man-child, and you know what? Fuck it. That's what you get for leaving the Seahawks and going to the Chiefs of all people. I don't give a shit if you're the MVP. You can't be acting a fool. But that wasn't the only fight that happened. Kirk Cousins, of course, as we know, is the presumed starting QB for Week 1 for the Las Vegas Raiders. Him and, of course, the most popular defensive player on the Raiders, Max Crosby, got into a fist fight. Now, no footage has been released of this, but apparently they got into it and started just punching the piss out of each other. And they were punished as a result. And both were pretty much barred from being in, like, I don't know if it was the remainder of camp, but at least the next couple of days at camp, following the altercation between Kirk Cousins and Max Crosby. And, well, that one will certainly be brought up next week when Robert presumably will be back alongside the rest of us for episode 50. I mean, good fucking Lord. What the hell are we doing? Shit, you know what I mean? But anyways, that happened. But in other news, JJ McCarthy is so ass. Footage that was released from the Vikings training camp. I mean, good Lord. JJ McCarthy cannot complete a pass to save his life. Meanwhile, Kyler Murray is just outplaying the fuck out of him, and the fans seemingly in attendance are all for it. So Kyler Murray, even though it's not official, I can full confidently say after reviewing the footage, JJ McCarthy is so ass. I'm surprised he hasn't been cut by the team, but Kyler Murray will be starting Week 1. And I could not be more happy for Kyler Murray. Honestly. JJ, you I don't even know, bro. But it could be worse, JJ. You could be Brandon Ayuk. Oh, yes, that's right. We're bringing up Brandon Ayuk again. I don't give a damn. Ladies and gentlemen, I just can't. Brandon Ayuk, who again, for some reason, is still under contract by the 49ers, which again, I still don't understand why, but whatever. Who is, again, for the longest time, seemingly, at least it feels that way, has been wanting to be on the Washington Commanders, but of course, Jaden Daniels was laughing at a Niners fan, saying, fuck Brandon Ayuk. We covered this. Jaden Daniels laughed it off, and then Brandon Ayuk, his CT having ass, wants to diss him and his mom. What the fuck? Yeah, Commanders, as we stated, I think last episode, literally when we were watching the Tigers athletics game, they do not want shit to do with him now. especially after he dissed the seemingly franchise QB and his mother, again, for no reason. The Washington Commanders signed Stephon Diggs. That's right. Mr. Domestic abuse fucking piece of shit, former Buffalo Bills and now former New England Patriots wide receiver Stephon Diggs, who we all thought this past Super Bowl was going to be his last game. Apparently not. He is now signed with the Washington Commanders. The fact that you signed Stephon Diggs in general is just hilarious to me. But the fact that you chose Stephon Diggs over Brandon Ayuk is crazy, because that is simply how down bad Brandon Ayuk is, that the Commanders will literally look at Stephon Diggs, who is a now known woman beater pretty much, and said, you know what, we'd rather have him than CTE psychotic Brandon Ayuk, which is fucking insane. And that just goes to show you how just so much on the Antonio Brown type shit he is on, to be completely honest. Brandon Ayuk, this is surely the end of your career. I don't even think the Canadian League's going to accept your ass. Or the UFL. Again, that one will probably be discussed. But I mean, good lord. Good fucking lord. Oh my god. Oh my god. Alright. Anyways. I'm sorry. It's just Stephon Diggs over Brandon Ayuk is insane work. Damn, Brandon, you dug your own grave, bro. Like I said last week, you dug your own grave. You're fucking done. Oh man. Anyways, moving on. Two more pieces of news. Second to last one, the 49ers are fucking dead. Now, I know it's been joked around the internet that the substation that is by the Niners field is sort of a curse. It might fucking actually be, because again, just listing off the injuries. Now, again, most of these are not current, but could have lingered from this past season onto, this off season, and of course this upcoming season. You get it. So again, not all these are current, but again, just the injury list is just, and again, this is as of 3 days ago. Mike Evans, quad. Ricky Pearsall, knee. Christian Kirk, calf. Dejon Stribling, Jordan James, Mikal Kamara, Kalon Black, Malik Mustafa, Keon White, Ashton Davis, Nick Zakeley, Trent Williams, Jake Brendel, Jacob Robinson, Fred Warner, Malik Turner, Dominic Pooney, Marquise Siegel, Debo Samuel. Again, a lot of things just wrong with him. Colton Mikovits, Upton Stout, Romelo Height, Patrick McMorris, John Weeks, Brett Toth, James Thompson Jr., Mac Jones, even Cyron Neal, KJ Henry, Jalen Stroman, Carver Willis, George Kittle. Oh my God. Luke Gifford, Brandon Ayuk. He's just missing. Jack Jones, Austin Pleasance, Jaden Duggar, Drake Nugent, Corliss Waitman, Osa. This is just look at that. Look at I can't even read off all these names. It is so fucking bad. Look at, how do you explain that? And you know what's fucking crazy? You know what's fucking crazy? You wanna know what's crazy? The Cardinals still might be worse than that. Or because of this, are the Niners about to be worse than the Cardinals? Because again, that is just, and again, not all of them are current, but should be noted that either the injuries are current or have taken place since at some point this past season. But again, that is still fucking terrible. Last thing I wanted to bring up was the Hall of Fame game between the Cardinals and the Panthers, ironically, which again, preseason is pretty much just backup teams going against one another. There could be debate that this preseason Hall of Fame game was better than the fucking Super Bowl itself between the Seahawks and the Patriots. It's real debate, folks. It might be, and that's definitely going to be a thing that is discussed when we are all back together and in person. But yeah, Panthers beat the Cardinals 33-30. Carson Beck looked pretty good. Kenny Pickett didn't play all that much. There was another player that played more on the QB side of things, just in general. I believe his name is Haynes King. But anyways, yeah, it's just interesting to me. But yeah. But that'll be discussed. But anyways, congrats to the Panthers, and I guess the Cardinals too won a great game, Hall of Fame game, albeit that in preseason. But oh well. But yeah, 33-30, Panthers beat the Cardinals, and that's it. But ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back next week for episode 50, which is this next upcoming week. It will either be Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. It'll be one of those 3 days, and ideally, all 6 of us in person. And honestly, I have an idea for the Super Bowl bound segment for part 3 to actually be the last part. I have an idea of how we're going to do this. Again, this is just how we. Or, I don't know. Well, I got it, but we'll see. But anyways, God, if you somehow are watching this, good for you. Holy shit. But anyways, we're still going 49 episodes strong, about to be 50. But ladies and gentlemen, take care and peace.